Con.
Kahalaya, how Bahashim Mashama Kawasha, Bashim Pakadash, the Buddha Shadat, and I'm looking at prayer album, the water for this beautiful rest day, the water for the Shabbat. I pray to have a beautiful Bible study through the Spirit. I pray everything be done in this in order, and I pray to continue to sharpen each other's iron. And I pray to continue to build a righteous sisterhood, the water for blessing you with these sisters. I just pray that the fear of you increases in all of Yahshua's heart. I pray that we endure to death, and I pray that none of us saw Jacob's trouble. I just pray that you continue to mold us to the servants and daughters that you called us to be. The water, how about you, Master? We beseech your baby to the Lord shall forgive us and our forefathers all of our iniquities, our the Lord shall set spiritual bars over our mouth and scourges of our thoughts. Kahalaya, how about so much like our shah? And I pray that your spirit continues to dwell within us and move within us, how about you, Master? We beseech and ask these things only in our word. In order to say how shah's name, amen. Kahalaya, how Hashem, Master, like our shah, but the how shah. Okay. So, first precept, well, just started out with the basics as usual. Let all things be done decently and in order. And then Sirach 11 and 8. Don't interrupt nobody. If you do, just, like it, keep it pushing, but just be mindful of who's speaking. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, these interrupt me in the midst of their talk. So we're gonna get this thing kicking through the spirit. So, first of all praise the Most High for this beautiful rest day. I'm very much pressed because my Sabbath is about to end in literally like less than 2 hours. Like, what is this? Hold on. It's so sad. It's so sad. There ain't enough time in the day, y'all. I promise. How do you do this? Okay. Exactly, Kai. You can mute yourself and talk.
I don't want to interrupt.
No, I was just saying Sabbath gonna be over. Sad.
Depression.
It really is. It really is. Okay. Yeah, this is wow. Okay. So I'm gonna kick it off with with the Leviticus 19 and 16. Kick it off with that. The bad boy classic. I got something to say about this topic. Right. So this is the book of Leviticus 19, chapter 19, verse 16 and 17. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, either. That's Satan. Where the hiccups come from? So I can. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I'm the Lord. Thou shalt not. I'm gonna read down to 18 as well. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So we already know the greatest commandment is loving your people as you love yourself, right? So you don't want nobody talking about you, putting your business on the streets, gossiping about you, murmuring and backbiting about you, lying on your name, then don't do it to them. But even so, it's a law commanded from Yahweh like how we ain't supposed to be telling folks business. We ain't supposed to be lying on them, being talebearers. We ain't supposed to be doing none of that. And not even so, like it's not even comely as a woman. And right, and you don't want to have a bad name. We don't want to be the housewives of Israel. I'm gonna just let y'all know that's the term I'm be using throughout this whole Bible study. We don't want to be the housewives of Israel. You know the show. So let's just keep gossiping, backbiting, and murmuring. I'm not going to say to a minimum. Let's just not do it at all. I mean, we shouldn't not want to. Okay, so the Lord told us not to gossip, not to murmur, not to backbite. not only should we not do it because the Lord told us, because why do you even want to do that? That's not comely as a woman. And that's not what a woman of Yahweh Shemashah does. So yes, housewives of Israel, I said it. I'm gonna kick it off with that. And if anybody wants to have a precept, the floor is yours, because I got something to say about this topic.
Hi, I had a precept, but I'm trying to find it real quick. Real really, I can.
No, hey, no rush, Fallon. No rush.
Guys, kind. But kind, like you were saying, you don't want to be housewives of Israel. That's off. The Lord not dealing with that.
Sure ain't.
He not dealing with that. We supposed to be meek, humble, kind sisters, loving. Like we supposed to be that. That's what the Lord. That's the characteristics the Lord gave us. You know, did He give you the characteristics to go be a backbiter? Did He say, sisters and daughters of Zion, go backbite? Did He say that? No, He did not. So kind. You read Leviticus 16,
19 through
17, 19. Salakia, I'm sorry. 19. You read 19, 16 through 17 or 18?
18.
Okay, kind. It's really a precept for all of those, to be honest.
Okay.
But 16, the precept, I believe it's Exodus 23:1. I believe it's Exodus 23:1. Kind, yes. This is the precept for Leviticus 19, 16 through 18. And the precept is Exodus 23, verse 1. And it reads, "Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness." So you can also go down to 2, and it says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." So I think I had a precept for that too, but I ain't gonna go too long. But that's a precept for that. That kind of just sums it up pretty much. But yeah, like we were saying, you know, you don't want to be because talebearing that's when you gossiping, like spreading rumors, right? I believe that's the definition for that, spreading rumors. Like you don't want to be doing that. That's off. Like if it's not true, why say it? Especially if you don't know it's true. That's why He tell us to, you know, we got to examine the whole matter. If you know that, you know, you like, if a sister like, yeah, like, you know, I heard she was saying this and that about you, sis, I think you should correct her. I think you should go say something to her. Why is you doing that? Is this high school? Is this middle school? This is not that. The Lord is not dealing with that. So we got to check our spirits when it comes to things like that. And if you're not sure, pray on it. Don't even say nothing about it. Don't be hasty to speak, you know, but to just pray on it. And I yield.
Don't quench the spirit, sis. If the spirit want to flow, let it flow. Don't say I ain't gonna go too long. Don't quench the spirit. But so I wanted to bring out these definitions before we get started, because the words backbiting, murmuring, gossiping, tailbearing can get confused. So murmuring is, I wrote it down, but I'm just put it up on the screen. So tailbearing is a person who maliciously gossips or reveals secrets. So basically tailbearing, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I want y'all to hear it too.
Tailbearing.
Tailbearer.
So talebearer is someone who maliciously gossips or reveals secrets. So basically, a talebearer is when you're gossiping, telling folks business, whatever, fouling someone behind closed doors. If I go tell somebody else, that's talebearing. Again, gossiping is the same thing. Gossiping is the same thing.
Gossip. Gossip. Gossip.
And I look up gossiping. I'm look up gossip. casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. So basically, again, gossiping is telling folks business or doing something like, girl, you heard about so-and-so? Mm-hmm, girl, yeah, I heard. Girl, yeah. Girl, yeah. So, backbite.
Backbite.
Now, this is when you're talking behind folks' back. Yeah, girl, her breath stink. Need to tell sister pop a man in her mouth, her breath stink. This is backbiting. When you're talking about somebody who's not present. Basically talking behind folks' backs, and then disputing, because that's gonna come up in the lesson too. Dispute is basically disagreement, argument, you feel me? Disagreement,
Dispute.
argument, or debate. So those is the words. These is the words to be using. So now that y'all got the definitions, all of it is off. Spell-bearing, murmuring, backbiting, gossiping, all of it is off. So let me get Sirach 19:6. And it reads, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. So as women in this thing, modesty is not just about a head wrap, fringes, and a dress. Modesty must be achieved in the spirit first before it can even attempt to be achieved on the outward appearance. So as modesty as well, we have to be modest in speech. You cannot be a modest woman and you gossiping about your sister. There's no way you can even say you're a modest or Proverbs 31 woman or a Titus woman and you're gossiping and telling your sister's business, because we're supposed to be chaste, discreet, gentle. These are the traits of a righteous Israelite woman. And it's just, it don't work like that. So modesty is also in speech. So a woman, you can rule your tongue. You know, we live without strife, meaning, you know, when you're not telling everybody business, you can live without strife. Because when you tell folks business, we're finna keep reading, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. When you tell folks business, that brings strife. When you in the mix gossiping, you tell folks business, that brings strife, that brings contention. Because now she mad. Now she pressed, you told her business, now strife going on. And he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. So if you the one that don't even babble, let's get the word babble. So like it ain't even mean it. Ain't even. Babble is talk rapidly and contentiously in a foolish, excited, and incompressible way, make continuous murmuring sound, the sound of people talking simultaneously, murmuring. So he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. So, you know, we're gonna have less evil in our life if we just shut up and don't tell folks business and don't be doing all this too much talking. We're gonna have less evil in our life. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, that thou shalt fare never the worse. Basically, playing upon tables. What your sister tells you behind closed doors, you do not go tell nobody. First of all, like they say in the world, that goes against girl code. There's rule 101 girl code. Don't tell nobody else what I'm told you. It ain't their business. Unless she gives you the okay. So like, you feel me? But other than that, don't tell nobody else business. If I tell Kaya I got some health issues going on, that doesn't mean Kaya go tell Mercedes. And this is the thing. Here's the thing. You know, you might have a friend group, right? You might have a friend group and y'all might all be really close. Just because the four of y'all are close and you say for instance, me, Kaya, Mercedes, and Fallon, you know, we are close, right? If Mercedes tell me something in private, that doesn't mean I go and tell Fallon and Kaya, yeah, Mercedes tell y'all about that. What if Mercedes didn't want them to know? Who said it was their business? So don't get confused just because there's like a group of y'all and y'all all cool and one of them will say something private, that makes okay for the whole group to know. If she wanted everybody else to know, she would have said it on a group FaceTime or in a group chat, but she didn't. She told you in private. So that don't mean you get to go tell, yeah, y'all, did Mercedes tell y'all what happened? Mercedes didn't tell them, sis. So, you know, just keep that in mind, because as women, like we kind of can get that, you know, tricked up like, okay, yeah, we all friends, so it's okay if they know. No, it's not okay if they know, because she didn't tell them. She told you. So don't rehearse what she told them. Don't rehearse what she told you to them. You get too excited. Like, oh, like, and sometimes we don't even be meaning no harm. Sometimes we don't mean no harm. We just want to, like, you know, we just want to talk to our sisters, you know, want to keep each other looped in. But if Mercedes didn't tell all of us, then it's not my place to tell. It's not my place to I ain't gotta be slow to speak. It's not my place to tell them. So you don't want to, like, whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives, and if thou cancel out offense, reveal them not. So again, like, whether it be a friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. So if Kaya, she got something going on in her life, and she don't tell Mercedes and Fallon, but she tells me, even though they're all of our friends, even though that's her friends too, and those are my friends, I'm not going to talk about her life. Kaya didn't tell them for a reason. So that's between me and Kaya. And if Kaya wants to reveal it to them, that's her business, but I have no place. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? That's not my place. So whether it be to the friends or to an enemy, talking about other men's lives. So even though we all friends, that don't make it okay for me to tell, you feel me, her business, because she didn't tell them, she told me. So at the end of the day, don't rehearse what someone told you. Whatever goes on behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors. Y'all I ain't even gonna say that saying, that's real wicked, but what goes on behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors. As simple as that. When somebody tell you something in confidentiality, it stays between you and them. It stays between you and them. All right, and the documents without offense reveal them not. So, don't reveal it. Don't reveal it. And it says, and if thou canst without offense reveal them not. So meaning, don't be gossiping and telling other folks' life and make an offense. Now there's a thin line between seeking counsel and telling folk business. You feel what I'm saying? It's a thin line. It's thinner than paper. You want to walk on ice. And also, your man is your best friend. I know that. But if Kaya tells me something's going on in her life, I'm not gonna call my man and be like, babe, guess what's going on? That ain't my man business. That ain't my man business. And you got to be real careful, because you like to tell your man everything. You get too excited. Your man is like your best. If your man is your best friend, he'd be like, babe, you won't believe what happened. Yeah, it ain't your man business. I promise you it's not. It's not your man business. Girl code 101. It ain't your man's business. My mama finna answer y'all. Make sure I head covered. Because as I was saying, hey mama, it ain't your man's business. It ain't. So like, prime example. I was on Zoom with my man the other day, and mom, can you mute yourself? I was on Zoom with my man the other day, and a sister FaceTimed me. What did I do? I muted the computer so my man wouldn't hear the conversation. I muted myself so he wouldn't hear the conversation. That's what you got to do, because what your sister tells you behind closed doors, that stays between you and her, not you, her, and your man. It is not his business, and it's not the other sister business. What someone tells you behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. Just because that's your man, that don't mean he gets to know. For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee. So for instance, if Fallon tell me something behind closed doors of confidentiality, and she finds out that I told Kaya, when she have heard that, when the time comes, she gonna hate me. And now we both going off, because you're not supposed to hate your people. You're supposed to love them. You're supposed to love them as you love yourself. So now we both going off. And I call sin upon her for being honest, because if I wouldn't have told her business, she wouldn't be mad and hated me. You feel me? So, when that time comes, when somebody hear you, of course, we in this flesh, you can give thanks. But somebody, if I was to hear y'all didn't spare my business, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset. If thou hast heard a word, let it die with and be bold. Be bold, it will not burst thee. So basically, take it to the grave. If you have heard a word, take it to the grave. Take it. This the memo. Take it to the grave. What the sis told you behind closed doors, take it to the grave. It ain't nobody business. It ain't nobody's business. It's nobody's business but you and her, because she told you. So keep it between you and her. And again, I'm gonna say it again. Just because y'all are a friend group does not mean the whole group gets to know. She did not tell the whole group. And just because that's your man, that don't mean your man gets to know. It don't work like that. She told you, keep it between you and her. Luke 6:31, treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want folks telling your business, don't tell their business. It's plain upon tables. The Most High finna destroy a lot of folks. And God's been
Mackenzie, I would say, Mackenzie, Mackenzie. So, hi. So I would say the only rule I would break on that notion, and it's not about telling him or her or whatever the case may be, because we all encounter friends that may be going through a difficult time. So if you encounter someone and they don't seem of themselves, or they might have a different spirit on them that, could be causing depression or sadness or suicide or whatever the case may be, I would say those are the times when you need to reach out to people they care about so that people can keep a close eye on them. So that's the only thing I want to add.
So you're saying like, you're saying like if somebody's going through something and you think they're going through a hard time, you're gonna reach out to someone they love and be like, hey, I think you should check on so and so.
So I'll give you an example. So when my best girl that stays back in Memphis, and you know who she is, initials L, and I noticed she was going through a very hard time. I also noticed that she was changing from her regular, like the things she regularly do. So she was starting to stay in the house more. She was starting to go to see the doctor more for different kind of complaints of pain, which made me think about, okay, so she's going to all these different doctors talking about it's a pain here, it's a pain there. So she was hoarding pills and stuff like that. And so you just have to be thoughtful of the space your friends are in so you can kind of pull it all together. And I didn't have to go to her husband. It was just me having a conversation with her saying, okay, this is what I'm saying. You are pulling away from everything you normally do. You have started to have this, that, and the other. Tell me about what medications the doctors are giving you to deal with this. So she was going to 3 different doctors, and all of them were prescribing her like Oxycontin, oxycodone, or whatever the case may be. And I was like, so you got 3 different doctors prescribing you this heavy duty medicine. How are you managing it? And so she was like, well, I just take it when I feel like I need to sleep. I said, well, you didn't get it because you need to sleep. You got it because you're supposed to be in pain. So it depends on your relationship with the person. We've been friends for over 20 years, like 20 years. Comfortable having that. So depending on where you are in your relationship with people, you would notice if there's a moderate change in behavior and routine based on what they're telling you. You have to speak up and have a conversation, or you have to pull in people that's closer to them geographically that can put their eyes on them to kind of see if they're okay. That's all I'm saying. Because the one thing that is increasing in the African American community, can you turn the TV off? I'm on Bible study. Thank you, sir.
So, Mama, what you're saying is, basically, to sum it up, what you're saying is, if someone you're close with is going through a hard time, you're basically saying to use discernment to reach out to someone they care about that might be in closer proximity to get to them and help them out.
That's what I was saying. Okay, I'm finna mute. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Con,
Can I say something?
Con, go ahead.
I feel like in that situation, I still wouldn't tell like that person's business. I'll tell sisters, hey, could you check up on this sister? And if that sister don't tell them her business, then either way we're gonna pray for her. Like I'll be like, hey, can we pray for her real quick? And I won't state nothing specific, but like in the group prayer, but what's that scripture about like going to sisters and praying is like more powerful if y'all pray all together, something like that.
And I would agree. I think you're absolutely correct. You do not have to bring specifics as long as you bring a circle together and pray for that person. But I think you're absolutely.
precept, I don't know precept you're talking about specifically, but I would say you're talking about, I don't know, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much, faithful prayer of a righteous man availeth much, or two is better than one. That's the only thing I can think of. But kind of, I think basically the point my mom was trying to get at is basically if someone's going through a hard time, you know, to reach out, let someone know, hey, can you check up on them? But that don't mean, you know, to their business, because, you know, we want to be as blameless as possible. When, you know, when you have a SHABBAT time, we want to be found as blameless as possible. So, you know, definitely got to use discernment and just be mindful. Don't tell her business if she didn't give you the okay. There's a difference if she gives you the okay, but if she doesn't, and even still, you know, but anyways, there's a difference. So just, you know, gotta use discernment. Like if I was to go through something, when Mercedes reached out to Fallon and Kaya and be like, hey, let's pray for Ken. She going through some, that's all she got to say, you know. Or say for instance, say for instance, first Mercedes and Fallon was living in the same city, but I was all the way in Chicago, and I knew Mercedes was going through something. I could probably hit up Fallon and be like, hey, you know, can you go stop by and check on Mercedes, and you want to, let's pray for her. But that don't mean I'm gonna hit them up and be like, yeah, Mercedes going through this and this and this and this. You need to go to her house right now. She's going through this and this and this and this and this and this. Now don't tell her business, but you know, gotta use discernment. There's a thin line between, you know, telling someone let's pray together and giving, you know, seeking counsel, and then telling folks business. So I yield on that.
The scripture was James 5:14 through 16, by the way. And I have a scripture back with the murmuring and stuff. Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 8. And it reads, therefore he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that shall go for naught in the mouth that belieth slayeth the. It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1.
Are you gonna break it down, or you just gonna bring it out?
I'm just gonna bring it out.
So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 11. And I wanted to bring this out. It says, therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting, for there is no word so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. So basically what it's saying is, you know, beware of murmuring. And again, murmuring is, you know, basically saying something under your breath, you know, like if a sister walked by, you're like, ooh, her hair wrap is not wrapped right. You know, ooh, child, that dress is not modest. That was murmuring, you know, saying something under your breath. It's unprofitable. It's not profitable to your walk. It's not helping you be a better woman. It's not better. It's not helping you be a better servant of the Most High. And refrain your tongue from backbiting, meaning don't backbite. And you know, backbiting is, you know, basically talking behind folks' back. Don't backbite. Ooh, child, that outfit is not it. You know, don't backbite, because there's no word so secret that shall go for naught. Basically meaning everything has been recorded. The Most High angels is recording everything. Nothing you say is gone for naught. Everything you say has been recorded. The Most High knows exactly what you said, whether you said it in your head or whether you said it out loud. It's getting recorded. You know, and I wanted to get a precept on that. Luke 12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Basically, everything done in the dark come to light. So whether you was talking about a sister, gossiping, telling her business, whether you was talking about her bag, whether you was spilling the beans, whether you was murmuring, it's gonna be brought to light. Therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed unto the housetops. So again, whatever you speak in darkness is gonna be heard in the light. Nothing we says goes for naught. The Most High is recording it all, and it's gonna be revealed. So I yield on that.
All praise to God. I have a precept in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. And it reads, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto hearers. So like, us, when we talk and stuff, we should be speaking words of like encouragement. We should be nice and we should be kind to our sisters. Like we shouldn't be talking negative, being mean, having just a corrupt mouth, because like our tongue, it's a precept basically it's talking about the tongue. It's our tongue is wicked, like, very, very wicked. Our thoughts are wicked. So when we talk, we should be edifying. We should be using that to speak edification. Like another precept I had was Matthew 18 and 15. So I could 18 and 15. Basically landing back on what you were saying, like, if you talking under your breath about a sister, if a sister did something that you didn't like, or if a sister her outfit might not be as modest and she didn't know, or just anything of that sort, you should go to that sister in private. You should not deal with that sister like, amongst other people, because that's off, Yahweh Shai, he dealt with us in private. He never like would, what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't do that. But Yahweh Shai blessed, I mean, he can definitely do that, but he don't want us as women to be doing those things too. So you can we can get Matthew 18 and 15. It says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So, if he hearken, it's like if she hearken, hey, you gained a brother. It's like your sister. But yeah, like you definitely should be going to them in private. You should not be talking about somebody amongst somebody else, because that is not their business. And another thing I think about is, if it's not something you would say to that sister in her face, don't say it. Don't say it. Like it's wrong. It's pure wrong. Like you wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. So you have to treat people the way you would want to be treated in this thing, and be like our righteous foremothers. I yield.
Can I say something?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just want to say, like, and even if like you aren't sure how you want to like approach a sister, you can always be discreet about it without, outing it. You can be like, hey, like, hit up your good buddy, be like, hey, like, so there's a situation, I'm not gonna say no names. Certain sister, she did da 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 to me. How should I go about it? But then again, just like Ken was saying, it's a thin line between seeking counsel and gossiping. Make sure you're using discernment and make sure you pray first before you seek counsel. I know a lot of the time I'm talking to happen, so again, just run through, be like, this just happened. What should I do? Type jump. But like, you gotta make sure that we're seeking counsel from the Lord first to make sure that we're being as blameless as possible and not going off. But I yield. Well, actually, I have a precept. This is the book of John, chapter 6, in verse 43. And it reads, Yahweh Shai therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourselves. So even Yahweh Shai said not to murmur amongst ourselves. So we got to make sure that we're trying to be diligent and really just praying that the Most High puts a scourge over our thoughts and our mouths, and making sure that we're not, being wicked at the end of the day. And we're trying to be as close to Yahushua as possible, because that's our role model. But with that, I yield.
I agree. It's a very thin line between very, very thin line between gossip and seeking counsel. Like very thin line. Like you can seek counsel, something going on, between this and this, and I don't really know what to do. You feel me? I don't know what to do. What should I do? So it was something else I was going to say. I forgot. Dang it. Oh, also, there's a precept I have what Fallon pulled out from Ephesians 4 and 29. I want to bring this out. We don't want no corrupt communication to come out of our mouth. We don't want no corrupt communication to come out of our mouth at all. Says here, for I will speak of excellent things, and the open of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are unrighteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. So basically, Most High saying, basically we need to be speaking words of righteousness. The words that come out of our lips should not be nothing forward or perverse. Wickedness is an abomination to our lips. We should not be saying anything wicked. We should be speaking good things. We should be speaking righteous things, and gossiping and telling folks business and murmuring and backbiting and all that. That's not righteous things. So we want to make sure that we got, speaking the right things out of our mouth, basically. Our words need to be in righteousness. All of our words need to be in righteousness. So no corrupt communication should be coming out of our mouth. So whether it's, oh girl, yeah, because how y'all did say, we shouldn't murmur. Your murmuring is like talking under your breath about somebody. Oh girl, you seen the hair wrap? She ain't rocking right at all. That's off. So we want to make sure, we got to be blameless as possible in this thing. We got to be very blameless as possible. Very blameless as possible.
Hey, Mackenzie and ladies. I think a lot of the backbiting and some of the things that people endure are because they are living in the spirit of the world as opposed to being in line with God's word, right? So if you have someone that is conform to the word as opposed to having their faith and their spirit and their person renewed in the Most High, those sprinkles of backbiting and all the other things from the world creeps in. So I guess my question to you ladies is, we all know we're not supposed to do it, but how do you in the moment deal with someone that's doing it? How do you, and I'm just asking from a place because, being in the arena I work in there, and I'm pretty sure you ladies have it too, but you have people that come to you and they want to talk about this, that, and the other. And most of the time I sit quietly because I don't like to take a stance with one person or another. So people kind of use me as that place where they come and say this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. I don't agree. I don't disagree, but I don't like being put in that place where I have to hear it either. So how do you, in a respectful way, get them to understand that that it makes you uncomfortable to be in that place? I think that's my biggest thing, because I don't do the backbiting and all that, but I do have people that call me or come to me or whatever the case may be in a work setting, and let me talk to you about this, or let me talk to you about that, or da. And so much of me want to say, I ain't got time for this. but then you want to be respectful. So you just sit and listen and be like, uh-huh, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So how do you, in a respectful manner, according to God's word, tell them, I don't want to hear what you got to say?
Okay, we'll answer your question. Kai, did you want to go first? Because I see you got your hand raised. Because
Yes, I wanted to utilize the Zoom features.
okay.
I personally feel you, Ma. I've always, especially in the world, I used to be just that person that people just somehow, just cling to and just tell all your business. And I'd be like, dang, like, I don't know what it is. But in those type of situations, I be thinking about it too, because even like in the truth, you just kind of have to sit back and just kind of observe, the conversation, see how often it happens, and like what they're saying. Because a lot of the times it's not really what they're saying, it's how they're saying it. And to say like I don't want to be that, because it's kind of difficult, because some people need people to vent to, but some people take it too far. So sometimes it's like, dang, how do I tell this person, like, you're pushing that barrier of venting, and you're just being a gossiper. So I would say first I'll just be like, because usually like I would be like, dang, like that's crazy. Just don't really say nothing, like, dang. I'm sorry, Kizzy. Please stop laughing at me. But yeah, like, but dang, like that's crazy. Yeah. But we gotta stop doing that, because that kind of behavior, I feel like, in my opinion, kind of enables it, and they tend to come back and be like, oh yeah, it's just like a subconscious thing, I think, with them. So I would just be like, my best advice is just to be like, hey, like, maybe try to change the topic. If they still kind of keep doing it, and be like, hey, like, that's a sucky situation, just pray for them, and then just kind of change the subject, or maybe just walk away sometimes. Hey, I got a phone call, I'll hit you back later. I'm gonna pray for you and that person in that situation, but I don't want to, you feel me, I don't want to be gossiping. You got to kind of be careful with that word, because people do kind of get a little sensitive and be like, gossiping, I don't gossip, da, da, da. But yeah, I
And mom, my advice to too, just be like, because we try to, Romans 12:2, we can't be conformed to the world. We got to be set apart. We got to be set apart. We can't do what everybody else do. So, like Kai said, if you're the person to be like, yeah, that enables it, and it just gives them okay that it's okay to keep going. This person right here, though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. But we be rude in speech. I just hit them, hey, I ain't trying to hear this. Look, talk about something else. I don't want to hear this. Like, even if it's on the phone, it's a hang up button right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let you go. Just do anything to get out of the conversation. But you gotta be rude in speech. Let them know you don't want to hear it, and do that. But we gotta be blameless as possible. So my advice is just let them know I don't too much want to be in this conversation. But most of the time, I find myself in a lot of those positions too, and I usually be on the phone. So I just hit them with I'm gonna call y'all later. I'm doing something. So I mean, you can just tell them, you don't want to hear it. Because you're a professional. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but can we talk about something else? This it's not good for my spirit. Just tell them you don't want to hear it, or put a headphone in and do something. But that's what your profession. I'll just be like, yeah, I don't, or just change the subject, but just don't involve. We want to be mindful of the conversation we indulge in. We want to be blameless as possible, because when judgment they come, you don't want your house shot looking at you and be like, and in that situation, why you didn't, So you just, yeah. Fallon, you can go ahead because I see you got your hand raised.
So I agree with everything y'all are saying. Don't engage in it. So it's a certain family member that would call me, and like it would just be unprofitable conversations. So what I did was, and when they would start doing that, I would just turn it into something positive, and I would just start praying with them, and just be like, you know what, we're just gonna pray. We're just gonna pray on it, and after that, just leave it alone. But like, we don't want to be it's a precept. It's in Sirach, basically like saying we don't want to, basically like saying we don't want to like egg on the sinner. We don't want to egg it on. We don't want to be that one person that's like, yeah, girl, like you right. You should have kicked them out a long time. No, what are you doing? It's a precept on that. Lord willing, like I find it. I think it's in Sirach. I'm gonna try to find it after I'm done talking, but Lord willing, I'll drop it in the chat and somebody can bring it out. But yes, I would just say just pray for them because sometimes people don't be meaning. Sometimes people don't be really meaning no harm. They just be like we were saying, they just need somebody to talk to. They may not have nobody to talk to. They may not realize that they gossiping and stuff because they just be having so much going on and they just be like, I just need to get this off my chest because once I get it off, I'm gonna feel better. But we don't like I think Kenzie was saying that we don't want that to be like an opening door for them because then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, she gonna listen to me. I got something to tell her every day. They're gonna come to you at work, coming to you and telling you it's all their business. So kind, I yield.
So here's the dilemma I found myself in. This one lady, and even though I don't work at this organization anymore, she still calls me. And so she calls herself a prophetess. And so that's what makes it very uncomfortable for me because you're saying you're a prophetess, but your actions are in conflict with the word. Right?
Well, Mama, at that point, there's nothing too much you can do. You just got to pray for her because we got to remember that everything is spiritual and everything is of the Lord. So at the end of the day, if there's someone gossiping to you, that's not them. That's the spirit the Most High has put on them. Literally everything is spiritual. So at the end of the day, you just got to pray for them. The Most High sees everything. Like the precept we just pulled, nothing goes to naught. What's done in the dark gonna come to light. Everything, there's no word going out. The Most High sees everything you say, sees everything you do. So the Most High deal with that. She can call herself what she want to call her, but if she's not walking in righteousness according to the law, statutes, and commandments the Most High has given us, then what she's saying goes to naught as well. So we just want to make sure we're, not being hypocrites and also applying the script to our life. So at the end of the day, you really just got to pray for her. Just got to pray for her. Because I'd be a hypocrite I'd be a hypocrite if I say I'm walking in these law, statutes, commandments and I'm gossiping about my sisters or I'm telling folks business. I'd be a hypocrite. So at the end of the day, just throw them prayers up for her. Only the Most High can, take that spirit off her that got her gossiping. I just leave it alone.
Okay, thank you.
Kai and Fallon, who had the hand raised up first? One of y'all can go. But Fallon, is this the precept? Sirach 8 and 10, kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest I be burnt with the flame of his fire.
Yes, mighty, the water. And I didn't mean Salaki. I'm sorry. I forgot my hand was up. I meant to take it down.
You good. But that's the precept she was talking about in this Sirach 8 and 10, basically plain upon table saying, you feel me, like if there's let me get it. Kindle not the cause of a sinner, lest I be burnt with the flame of his fire. So basically plain upon table was like, hold on, 1 second. 1 second. Not plain upon table. Basically, don't hype up the sinner to go off. I had to look at my Sirach 8 breakdown I had. Basically, don't hype up the sinner to go off. Don't add what I wrote down. Don't light the coals of a sinner or you're gonna be caught up in his mess, his fire. Don't hype up the sinner to go off because when you light a coal, you set it on fire. So basically, when you light a coal, you set it on fire. So if there's a fire and you adding stuff in it and you're just making it bigger, that's what you're doing with a sinner. When someone comes to you gossiping and you're not dialing down the situation, or you're not telling them you don't want to hear it, you're basically adding on to that fire, and that flame is just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. Then you're going to be caught up in the midst of it. You're going to be burnt with the flame in his fire. You're going to be caught up in his mess because you didn't dial down the situation. You not once never said, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to hear this. You didn't change the subject. You didn't say anything. So now they got the okay and they can keep doing it, which they still going off. So now you just adding more flame to the fuel. However you want to say, how do you say it, y'all? You added
more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, you added more fuel to the fire when you don't say, I don't want to talk about it. So don't kindle not the cause of a sinner. Don't add more, fuel to the fire. You want to doubt, you want to
That's a
add.
good.
You want to add, what's something to take a fire out? I've seen something like alcohol or water. You want to add something like that that's going to make the fire go out. That's what you want to do. You don't want to make it get bigger. You want to put it out. So if someone come to you gossiping, best better be, hey, I ain't trying to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk about this, change the subject to do something. Because if not, you add in the cause of a sinner. Add a fuel to the flame. Okay, go ahead. I'm done. I yield.
All right. And I was gonna say something. I low-key forgot. But because you said, Ma, you said that the lady said that she was a prophetess. So maybe, Lord willing, she knows a little bit something about scriptures. Maybe I would pray on it, of course, first and foremost. And then once you get the okay from the Most High, then I would go about it as trying to I remember you told me you're a prophetess. Let's go. You want to go over some scriptures real quick, and then kind of pull the precepts that we pull out today through the Spirit, if it works like that. But I would just pray on it. But if she claims she's going by the Bible, you never know. The Most High might put a spirit on her to appreciate that correction, Lord willing.
Absolutely. I do agree with that. I think that's most important because with this particular lady, I think in the Bible what it says. So that's a great idea. I do appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, and I had a precept for Sirach 8 and 10. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 10. And it reads, neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. So we got to make sure that we're not, when these people are coming to us and they're gossiping, they're murmuring, they're backbiting, tail bearing, whatever the case may be, we got to make sure that we're not diligent and being temperate and not indulging in it. We have to have self-control in those situations and make sure that we're not going off by indulging in it, because we don't want to be destroyed along with that person. But with that, I yield.
And we're a light. How Shah said in Matthews, we're a light that cannot be hid. Right? We're a light to our people that's in darkness. We're a light. We're supposed to be set apart. We're supposed to be living different. You feel me? So you don't want to engage in those type of conversations. We want to be blameless as possible. We're supposed to be that role model for our people that don't have knowledge or understanding as of yet. I already read that, Mayan, but I'll read it again, but I already read that. So like neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmur. So we don't want to, what just happened? Still like you. So we don't want to indulge in those conversations and murmur and gossip and backbite along with them, because we don't want to get destroyed with them, because the Most High destroying folks is doing that. So yeah, we want to be blameless as possible, and we don't want to indulge in those conversations. I'm gonna put this out again. Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives, and if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. So if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. There's a thin line between seeking counsel and gossiping. Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. So if Kaya tell me something behind closed doors, that does not give me the okay to go talk about it to Fallon and Mercedes. Even though we're all friends, that doesn't give me the okay, because Kaya didn't tell all of us. She told me. So whether it be to our friends or to an enemy, don't talk of other men's lives. I'm not gonna go here Mercedes and Fallon and be like, oh, did y'all hear about so-and-so? Did Kaya tell you about that? Kaya didn't tell them. She told me. For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee. So somebody, put yourself in that position. Luke 6:31, treat people how you want to be treated. If somebody didn't heard you talk crap about them, of course they're gonna be mad. So that's basically what the script saying. For he heard and observed thee, when time cometh, he will hate thee. Hold on. It says my connection is unstable. Can y'all hear me? Because my connection is bad today. That's just saying.
It was breaking up a little bit, but we got the gist.
And verse 10, if thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee and be bold, it will not burst thee. So basically, take it to the grave. When your friend tells you something, take it to the grave, let it die with you, take it to the grave. It ain't nobody else's business. It's not your man's business. It's nobody else's business. It's nobody else's business unless it's a life or death situation. I'm not even going to say unless. If it comes down to it and there's a life or death situation, and you need to seek counsel on it and get somebody to check on them, that's different. But that still doesn't mean tell their business. You know, you got to use discernment. The Lord gave us discernment and wisdom to use it in certain situations, but still don't tell their business. You feel what I'm saying? So you just got to use discernment. But whether it be the friend or the foe, don't talk about nobody else's life. You know, whether it's your group of friends, even I don't care if all of y'all cool. That sister didn't tell all of y'all. She told you. So whether it be to the group of y'all or to don't talk about other men's lives. Don't talk about what somebody else got going on in life. You don't want to be the housewives of Israel. Hold on. Yeah, girl. Yeah. 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 Kaya told me. Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead. Right. Kaya. Yeah. So yeah, girl, Kaya and so they was into it or whatever. And I don't know if she told y'all, like I know we had a group of friends or whatever. I don't know if she told y'all, but yeah, that's what happened. I was like, dang. Right, you that's off. You don't want to do that. Don't talk about other men's lives. So we just gotta ask the Most High, you know, set a watch over our mouth. Let me get that precept real quick. 141 and verse 3, I believe, and it reads, "Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, and keep the door of my lips." So we gotta ask the Most High every day to set a watch over our mouth and keep the door of our lips. Set spiritual bars over our mouth. You know, we don't want to go off with our mouth. And we also want to ask, Lord, incline not our heart to any evil, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let men not eat of their dainties. Basically, each day we also should be asking the Most High to not incline our heart to any evil. Meaning, basically that means we don't want the Most High to put the spirit on us to where we want to do some evil, to where we want to go off. So we got to ask that He doesn't incline our heart to any evil thing. You know, so it's very important that we ask the Most High to set a watch over our mouth, because everything is spiritual. If someone's gossiping, that's a spirit the Most High put on them, because we know the Most High creates good and evil. The Most High creates good and evil. The Most High created everything. So if someone's gossiping or backbiting or talebearing or telling lies or murmuring, that's a spirit the Most High put on them. So we know that everything is spiritual. We got to ask the Most High set a watch over our lips. You know, and let me get this precept real quick, because the Most High, everything is spiritual. You know, James 2:19, these spiritual demons tremble at the Most High. So these are just spirits the Most High created. So if someone gossiping and stuff, hey, that's a spirit the Most High sent on them. So that's why we gotta ask the Most High to set a watch over our mouth. Isaiah 45:7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So the Most High creates darkness, forms the light. He makes peace and He creates evil. He does all these things. He makes these spirits. So somebody's gossiping, that's just a spirit the Most High put on them. And at the end of the day, you gotta pray for them. And you got to pray that the Most High set a watch over your mouth, because we're in this flesh, but we want to be as blameless as possible and be mindful of the things that's coming out of our mouth. I yield on that. I'm going to get Matthew 12:36 real quick, and then we got it, Kaya. This is book of Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So we're going to have to pay for every idle word we speak in the day of judgment. So we're going to be judged for every single word that comes out of our mouth. Every single word. All those words I just said, I'm going to have to pay for it on judgment day. So we're going to be very, very mindful. Not only every single word, but every single action. We're going to have to pay for everything. And especially me, I literally have been struggling with my mouth lately. And not so much as gossiping, but more so of like being quick to speak, you know, not examining the whole matter, but just speaking, not listening to understand, but listening to just speak. So I've been struggling with my mouth lately, and I gotta check that. You know, I've been praying on it, you know, Lord willing, Most High deliver me from that. But you know, I'm gonna be kind of every other word, just like all of us. So we gotta be mindful of the things that we're speaking. Also, I want to say, me as well, I've been struggling like joking, like I'll say something in a joking matter, and it's not something that should be joked about. It's not something that should be said. So I just kind of have discernment. So kind of gonna be counted for every single word, joking or not joking. So I yield. Kyle, you got it.
Just a precept for that one is James 1:19, the classic. Beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So everybody pretty much knows this one, but we gotta make sure they're really just applying it, just like Fally Fowl be saying. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So we gotta make sure that we're listening first, and then we speak after we, thought about it. But I have another precept I wanted to bring out. It says Philippians 2 and verse. I'm gonna get 14 and 15. And it reads, do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahweh, without rebuke, in the midst of the crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. So we gotta be mindful and just say like, okay, we can't say, oh, well, I'm not gonna gossip today, but I'm gonna gossip, tomorrow. I'm gonna just tell her tomorrow, or something like some crazy stuff like that. But we gotta make sure in all things, not just certain situations, we refraining from murmuring or disputings, or we only murmur when it's this person and that person, and you think it's not a big deal. We gotta make sure in all things we're not murmuring or having disputings, meaning strife and contentions with other brothers and sisters. So we got to make sure that we're being blameless and harmless in verse 15, because we got to remember at the end of the day, like, we're daughters of Zion. Like, whether you know it or not, people are watching you, and we're supposed to shine as lights in the world. We're supposed to be an example representing Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai would never gossip, murmur, backbite, tailbear, none of that. Never. So how much more us? So we just got to think about that. Like, what would Yahushai do? And we got to make sure that we're trying to be as blameless as possible, and making sure that we're not having to be rebuked. Like, you don't want to be that sister that everybody always got to rebuke. Like, we got to make sure that we're self-examining ourselves in the situations that we are put in and that we put ourselves in day by day. Because, like Ken said, we are in this flesh, and we're amongst all these wicked people, but we got to make sure that we're standing fast in this faith and making sure that we're staying on the path of righteousness, and having a clear head when we're speaking to other people and out in the world and stuff. But with that, I yield.
Fowler, did you want to say something real quick?
I had a precept in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 28 and 29. And it reads, a froward is like a perverse man, fraud. That's basically what that means. So it strife. So you bring it for strife, you causing strife. And a whisperer separated she friends. So when you a perverse person, like, you causing strife, you separating friends, like, you causing division, basically. A violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that is not good. So you causing division, you causing strife, division, you causing people to be mad at each other. You just causing a lot of spirits to kind of rile up. You stirring up stuff right now. The Lord's not dealing with that, because like we know that we aren't all new women in this thing. Like, you're not the old woman you used to be in the world, sis. You're not that old woman. You're not the woman that babbles, that just go on and on and on, talking about other people's business. We not that. We have to put away that old woman, and we have to become a new woman daily. Like my sister Kaya was saying, like, examine yourself, examine daily, so that you can be a new woman daily in this thing. Because we don't want to be a wicked woman. We don't want to be a wicked Eve in this thing. So I yield on that.
I don't want to be in the mix of nothing. I want us to get this real quick. Ecclesiastes 3:7 is a precept for what Kai brought out, being slow to speak. A time to rent, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. So that's a time, place, everything, and that's what we got to just learn through the power of the Most High and just use discernment. There's a time and place for everything. Every time, everything is not the best time to say something. There's a time to speak and it's a time to just shut up. And as women, we just got to study to our second nature to be just to shut up. Like everything don't need to be said. Like everything that come to mind don't need to be said because the heart is deceitful. The heart is deceitful, and the heart and the mind.
Can you say be quiet?
I'll say be quiet. Okay. All right. Our second nature is just to be quiet. Just to be quiet. So there's a time and place to speak. And time and place to speak. And like I was saying, the heart is deceitful. The mind and the heart got all types of wicked thoughts flowing through it. Everything that comes to the mind is not a righteous thought. And, things that you think being said, you already know the tongue has the power of life and death. But this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do man light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and give light unto all that in the house. Let your light so shine before men that you may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. We're light. We're light in this thing, and our light got to shine. So being a light, being an example to our people that, the Most High has waxed their ears and waxed their, we already know that we have eyes to see and ears to hear. Blessed are those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. We're being an example. How can you be an example? You're doing everything they're doing. You're gossiping, you're backbiting, you're murmuring. So, we gotta be their light. We gotta be their light. We gotta be the example. Folks should really already know what type of time you on. Folks should know not to come to you with no BS. Folks should know not to come and gossip. Folks should already know, I can't call her because she ain't gonna want to hear that. Or she gonna hang up in my face, she gonna do something, but she ain't even gonna say nothing. Folks should already know the type of time you on. Just about how you move in the spirit. So your fruit speaks for itself. Fruit speak for itself. I wanted to get this real quick. And we just want to make sure we're being mindful of the sisters we hang around because birds of a feather flock together. We thought those were saying, nope, the Lord said it. He that touches pits shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. So basically, this precept is saying, if you touch pitch, you're gonna be defiled therewith. And if you're friends with someone that's proud, you're gonna be proud as well. Reading down, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorting according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship hath the womb with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? So what type of relationship is a wolf and a lamb? Like the wolf gonna eat the lamb up, so is the sinner gonna eat the godly up? So we know it's not supposed to be unequally yoked in this thing. So if you're hanging around someone as a sister that's gossiping, if I'm hanging around sister that's gossiping, she always telling somebody business, I'm gonna be just like her because this is thus saith the Lord. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorting according to kind. That saying in the world, birds of a feather flock together. That's just not some old saying in the world. Thus saith the Lord. The Lord said it first. So if you're hanging around sisters that's gossiping, you're gonna fall right in line with them. We already know everything is spiritual. That spirit can hop on you quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's gonna hop on you quick, fast, and in a hurry. So you just want to be mindful of it. And that's why the Most High said, let me get this real quick. Y'all, this is Satan. My computer freezing. Man, give me 1 second, y'all. But let me get this real quick. You gotta try the spirits, because just because they got on a hair wrap, just because they say, I'm Israelite, don't really mean anything. This is the book of 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. So I can say all day I'm an Israelite, but if I'm not keeping these laws and commandments for real, it goes to naught. It don't matter what I say. Actions speak louder than words. You could say this and that all day, but right, you got to prove a friend. Your spirit and your fruit speak for itself. So you want to try every spirit. You want to try the spirits. So you want to prove a friend. The sisters you're hanging around, you want to prove them. Your circle, you want to prove them and try their spirits. Because if you're hanging around a sister like that, then that spirit can easily hop on you, and now you in the mix. Now you're getting caught up in the fire. I'll pull a precept for what Fallon said. Fallon, Satan's working today, y'all. My computer is freezing. Aggie. This 20 and 21. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Evil persuade sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. So if you're walking with wise men, you're gonna be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. And there's another precept on that somewhere. Let me find it real quick, but let me get it real quick. Hold on 1 second. Bubba can show you in 1 second. Okay, I found it. All praises. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 7, and verse 16, and it reads, "Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners, but remember thy wrath, that wrath will not tarry long." So you already know the wrath and the judgment that's coming to the sinners. So if you're hanging around, if you're a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So if you're with hanging around fools, if you're hanging around sinners, you get caught up in that wrath. You're gonna get caught up right in that mix. You're gonna be destroyed right along with them. So we just want to be mindful of. You want to be mindful of the people you're hanging around, because if you touch pitch, you defile therewith. If you're hanging around sisters that's gossiping, that spirit gonna hop on you, and you're gonna be gossiping too. We want to be found as blameless as possible. So we just want to watch our mouth. And if that's your dog and she going off, if you really love her, you're gonna correct her. Hey, sis, come on now, cut up with script. The Most High says, save a soul from death. We're supposed to warn the wicked so they can turn away from their wicked deeds. That's Ezekiel 18 and 20. So if your sister going off, hey sis, just cut her with some precepts. Thus saith the Lord, we're supposed to be gossiping and doing all that, looking out because I love you, but just cut all that out, and do it with compassion. We're supposed to have compassion towards one another, but kind. So just be mindful of the conversations you and your sisters are having, because the Most High said, let thy talk be with the wise. So be mindful of the type of conversations y'all are having on the side and group chats. Make sure it's no gossiping, murmuring, and backbiting, and stuff like that. Let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High. We don't want no corrupt communication coming out of our mouth. Like Proverbs said, all the words that come out of our mouth should be in righteousness. So if you hang around a sister, and that's your ace boon queen, that's your dog, and we all go off. She go off, just correct the aces. Come on now, we supposed to be doing that. The step Lord, the precepts, So I yield on that. Alan had a precept, Psalms 32 and 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusts in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. And then she had another one, Job 27, 16 and 17. Thou he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. It says, do you want to break that down? Because I have no idea what that's saying.
I thought you were gonna be able to break that down. Salakia. I don't know. Is another sister able to break that down? Let me see. Wait, was that the right? That was the precept. 27, 16. I don't know if I can break that down. Salakia, sis.
You're good. Lord willing, we can come back to it. But anybody else have a precept before I move on to the next precept?
I have Proverbs 11 and 13.
I can't hear you.
I have Proverbs 11 and 13. And could you read it?
A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Do you want me to break that down or what? So basically, this precept is saying a talebearer with the secrets, but he that is of faithful spirit concealeth the matter. So if you have a spirit of talebearing on you, you're gonna tell folks business, you're gonna tell the secrets. But of a faithful spirit, you're gonna conceal the matter. If you really moving in the spirit of Most High, how about Shai? You really, you have a faithful spirit, you're gonna conceal the matter, meaning you're gonna take it to the grave. You ain't gonna say nothing about it. You're gonna be quiet. Because you understand the judgment that can come upon you if you tell folks business. Not only that, also you have respect and love for the person to not tell their business. So basically, playing upon tables, a talebearer, meaning again, somebody that's gossiping or revealing secrets. A talebearer is gonna reveal secrets, but those of a faithful spirit, you're gonna conceal the matter. You're gonna kind of put it in a glass jar, seal the jar up, and put it away. The glass jar not gonna be open no more. So come on. Go ahead, Kaya.
Okay, cool. Kind. I wanted to get the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 10. Baba Kashah. And it reads, give me a second. All right, and it reads, these are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. But beloved, remember ye the words which were spoken before of the apostles of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach. So basically, that's just emphasizing on what we've been talking about this whole time, just not indulging in conversations that we have no business indulging in. And we got to make sure that we're not walking after our own lusts, because gossiping is a spirit and it's all in all just, fulfilling the lust of your flesh. And, when we're gossiping about people, we're speaking those great swelling words. And, and those words, a lot of people say, oh, words don't hurt, but words do hurt. And, it can get you killed, just like you're saying in Matthew 12:36. Those idle words you have to take account of, and the angels are recording everything. So we always gotta be mindful, and nothing is ever hid, at least not for too long. But kind of with that, I yield.
I had a precept. This 1 Timothy 5:11, because basically, you murmuring stuff, you walking after your own lust. That's lust of the flesh, that's worldly. We ain't supposed to do that. And this 1 Timothy 5, I'm gonna start at 11 and I'm gonna read down to 13. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Hamashiach, they will marry, having damnation, because they have cast off their first faith. And without, they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also, busybodies, speaking things that they are not. That's housewives of Israel right there, playing upon tables right in the script. That's house of Israel. Housewives of Israel. You don't want the Most High, how about Shai, to give you over to cast away the first faith. You don't want the Most High to give you over to that. You didn't cast away the first faith. You don't do the works no more. You're idle, you're being lazy, and now you're going house to house telling folks business and being busybodies, speaking things that don't got no business concerning you, telling folks business. Housewives of Israel. So we don't want to be housewives of Israel. We want to be steadfast in this thing, diligent, doing the works, and every day praying that the Most High set a scourge of our thoughts and a watch of our mouth, and repenting for our thoughts as well. Because just because you ain't said don't mean you still got to repent for the wicked thoughts as well. So we don't want to be housewives of Israel. So we got to pray that the Most High don't give us over to that. Kind of going around knocking on door to door, telling folks business. The Lord's not dealing with that at all.
Precept.
Con.
James chapter 3, verse 6. Nobody brought that out, right? I don't think so.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, cool. I don't think so. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue amongst our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. So right there, that's the precept I think Fowl wanted earlier. But like the tongue is very, very, very wicked. It's the most wicked part of our bodies. We have to be mindful of what we say in all things. It's just that important. And if you jump up to verse 5, it says, even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. So even though the tongue is just a little thing to us, it can cause a lot of trouble and a lot of hell. So we got to make sure that we're being careful of verse. Oh, Salakia.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna pull verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. It is unruly evil, full of deadly poison. So boom, that's kind of plain. Like the tongue no man can tame. So we gotta really just pray constantly, day by day, that we have those spiritual bars over our mouths from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, because the tongue is very hard to tame. It says it right there. And unruly. So as much as we can stay blameless as possible, we need to be striving for that perfection of holding our tongue. And with that, I yield.
I had a precept on that. Basically, how the tongue can cause a lot of trouble. But let me find it. It's in Sirach somewhere, I believe. Hold on. Our praises found it. So it's the book of Sirach, chapter 28. Because even though it's a tongue, folks might say, oh, the tongue, it ain't that deep. You know, it's just the tongue, it ain't that deep. Words on her, yes, it does. Sirach 28 and start at 13. I'm going to read down to 15. First the whisper and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. A backbiting tongue have disquieted many, and have driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities have they pulled down and overthrown the house of great men. A backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors. So the tongue is very powerful, because these precepts are basically saying the tongue has overthrown houses. It is called war. It's called strife. It's caused cities to be pulled down. The tongue can do that, because as you know, the movies and the TV shows. You know, the movies and them TV shows about the prime example, like the teen movies and the teen TV shows, like 13 Reasons Why and stuff like that. When you say something and you gossip and you tell folks business, and it might not even be the right thing. You might just be making up lies. Or you gossip in general. That can cause a lot of stuff. That can stir up a whole pot of stuff. It brings so much trouble and strife. Going around telling lies about people or gossiping in general, it overthrows a lot of stuff. It says a backbiting tongue had cast out virtuous women. A backbiting tongue can ruin folks' reputation. A backbiting tongue can, ruin folks' lives. Y'all know the movies and the TV shows, and people be gossiping and spreading lies and cyberbullying, and it ruins their life. The tongue can do that. Gossiping and lying and telling folks business, that can destroy a lot of people that are at peace. It says, curse the whipper and double tongue, such have destroyed many that are at peace. So the tongue can ruin a lot of lives, can destroy a lot. It can destroy people that are at peace. It ruins people's reputation. It literally ruins people's lives. So you got to be mindful of the things you're saying. Like, it's off to gossip and lie and tale-bearing, murmuring, backbiting. All of it is off. And you should not do it just because the Most High said not to. Because, why would you even want to do that? Why would you want to mess up somebody's life just because you lying or you telling their business? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? That's not love. That's not love. So that's what I had on that. And I wanted to get Let me get. I don't know if we put this one already. All right, 25 and 8. There's one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. So when you keep silent, you're found wise. There's also a precept in that in Proverbs. Some man holdeth his tongue because he have not to answer, and some keep silent knowing his time. So we got to be those women that hold our tongue and keep our silence. We got to be those type of women. And a wise man will hold his tongue to see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that uses many words shall be abhorred. He that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. Basically, abhorred means hated. You don't want to be that sister that just talk too much and talks too much about unprofitable stuff or gossiping all this. You do not want to be that sister. I'm telling you, you don't want to be that sister. Just every time it's something come out your mouth, it's unprofitable. Like Kai said, you don't want to be that sister that always got to get rebuked. You always got to get checked because you can't watch your mouth. That's why the Most High said in 2 Corinthians 13:5 to self-examine. You do not want to be that sister that someone always got to rebuke, like, hey sis, watch your mouth. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that sister that just talk too much. You talk too much. And it ain't righteous words. And Proverbs 8:6 and on down says all the words that come out of your mouth should be righteousness. But you don't want to be that sister that every time you say something, it ain't none righteous coming out your mouth. So we gotta be those wise sisters that keep our silence. There's a time and place for everything. You don't have to say the first thought that come to mind. You don't have to say anything at all. If the Most High put on your spirit to say it, then it's just saying. If the Most High ain't say this, then don't say nothing. That's why, like Fallon say all the time, that's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more, talk less. And then I wanted to get Iraq. I think I got all the Iraq precepts. I didn't get Iraq 38. I don't know who put this. Let the speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So again, let that speech be short. You don't want to be the sister that talk all the time, that talk too much. And every time it's nothing profitable. Most of the time it's nothing profitable. You always talking about this and that, or you talking about other folks' lives, or you just talking about something nobody cares about. Like, let your speech be short. Let your speech be short. It's cool. I'm not finna sit on here and say, don't tell me what you had for breakfast today, and I don't care about this, what you got going on. Like, I'm your sister. So you can talk to me about what you want, but don't be that sister that is always talking and just going on about unprofitable stuff. And then at that, you gossiping, you murmuring, you talking about folks. We ain't supposed to be doing that. Like, just rambling, just talking to talk like this. What did you read today? Let's talk about that. Now, it's cool to have a side convos, but let your speech be short, and especially don't be murmuring and backbiting and gossiping and talking and tearing. Don't be telling folks business. We're not housewives of Israel. And this is the last precept I'm gonna give real quick, and I'm gonna yield. This 1 Peter 2:1. Because like Fallon said, we're not the same women used to be. Wherefore lay aside all malice and guile and hypocrisies and envies and evil speakings. We're not the same women we used to be in this thing. The Most High calls us true. We repented. We became new women. You're not the same Kaya that used to gossip. You ain't the same Ashley. You ain't the same Tay. You're not the same Giselle. You're not the same Fallon. You're not the same Maya. You're not the same. You're not the same women. You're not the same women. So put away that old woman that wanted to tell everybody business. Put away that old woman that wanted to gossip all the time. Put away that old woman that ain't do nothing but talebear and lie and cause up strife and stir up the pot. Put away that old woman that wanted to, instigate. That's not what we do no more. So quit telling folk, don't tell folk no business. I'm gonna keep saying it. Just because that's your man does not mean he gets to know. Just because y'all a friend group does not mean the whole group gets to know, because the sister didn't tell the group she told you. So just be mindful. Be mindful, because the Most High ain't dealing with that. I'm telling you, he ain't dealing with that. I yield. You don't want to get destroyed because of your tongue, because you cannot, no man can tame the tongue, but we have to do everything we can. Everything we can. As righteous and blameless as possible. And through the power and spirit of the Most High, he will set the spiritual balls over your mouth if it be of his will, but you got to pray on it day in, day out. Because trust me, I praise on it day in and day out, because my mouth can get me in trouble. Because I be so quick to speak. And the Lord said, don't be quick to speak. You know, we got to examine the whole matter. So I yield on that.
I have a precept. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. I'm gonna start at 10. And it reads, melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So right there, it's basically saying, like, being in this truth, we know what's to come. We know the Lord is coming. We know we're in the last days. We know that we need to be getting right, repenting, and making sure that we're, offending less in this thing. And knowing all these things, we must be occupied in all holy conversation, as much holy conversation as possible, and all godliness. And we know that gossiping, murmuring, backbiting, etc., is not godliness. So we gotta make sure that we're just continuously in holy conversation as much as possible. And with that, I yield.
What precept with that?
2 Peter chapter 3, verses 10 and 11. So we don't want to be looking crazy when the Lord come back.
Oh, con. Hold the conversation. Con. Because, like I said, we're going to be found, like the Lord said, we got to be trying to be as blameless as possible, especially when Yahushua returns, his son returns. We want to be as blameless as possible. We want to find out spot as much as possible. So you don't want to get caught off guard when the Most High sent his son back, Yahushua return, and you feel me? You don't want to get caught off guard, so be mindful. Because he's going to come like a thief in the night. You ain't going to see it coming.
Were you about to bring something out? Oh, Slocky, go ahead.
Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. So we already put a precept something like this, but even a fool, when he don't say nothing, is counted wise. And when you shut your lips, you're esteemed of understanding. So even a fool is counted wise when he don't say nothing. So just be quiet. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Again, there's a thin line between seeking counsel and gospel. Very thin line. I yield.
I just wanted to bring out Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you love to gossip, you love to talk about your sister, you just can't get enough of it. It's just like drugs to you or something. And then that's what your lot's gonna be. But if we want to, most I want to get that crown of life, make it to the kingdom, etc., we got to make sure that we're being mindful of what we say, because death and life are in the power of the tongue. Make sure you're speaking life into your sisters and life about your sisters. You shouldn't always just be talking negative about your sister. Like, you should have good things to say about your sister, most high willing.
You reap what you sow. And you're supposed to be uplifting our sisters anyways. You don't want to always have something bad to say. She just can't get it together. She always doing it. She annoying. You want to speak life to your sisters. We are sisters keeper. You're supposed to be go best friend, go. You're supposed to be boosting your sister up. You're supposed to be speaking life into her. No, the Lord told us to love one another, be kind and affectionate towards one another. And I just dropped the video on my YouTube today, about treating your sisters how you want to be treated. And I'm not saying, the Lord said don't render evil for evil. So just because, a sister might treat you a certain way, that don't mean that's okay for you to treat her that way. But, and as you would, a man should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. So if you don't want a sister treating you a certain way, don't treat that sister a certain way. If you don't want a sister talking to you funny, don't talk to her funny. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to render evil for evil, but you treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want somebody doing you like that, don't do it to them. And if you don't want folks telling your business, don't tell their business. Don't be airing folks' business out in the streets. We won't get down like that. It's off. Women, we're supposed to be classy anyways. We're supposed to be classy. So that's not classy at all. Sorry, not sorry. It ain't classy. It ain't classy. I have one more. Hold on. But now ye also put up all these wrath, anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. So we got to put all these things away. Filthy communication out of your mouth. Always talking nasty about your sister. Always got something negative to say. You always trying to find the fault in her. You ain't speaking life in her. Just we got to put all these things away. Put that filthy communication out of your mouth away. Put it away. Put it away. And let me get. Romans 12:10. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. And then I wanted to get Ephesians 4:32. And it reads, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh for Hamashiach's sake hath forgiven you. So we're supposed to be kind to us one another, tender-hearted and forgiving one another. We're supposed to be loving. As women, we're supposed to be gentle. We're supposed to be calm. We're supposed to be like delicate flowers. We're supposed to, these are the traits a woman is supposed to have, a righteous woman of the Most High is supposed to have. You're not supposed to be, talking down on your sister, always being negative. You're supposed to be loving. Most High said, love your neighbors, you love yourself. And we shouldn't just do these things because we're commanded to, but also because we sincerely, truly, genuinely want to. Because I love y'all so much, I wouldn't want to always talk. I wouldn't want to always talk down on you. I'm not gonna be talking down on you. I shouldn't even want to do that because I love you so much and have respect for you. I shouldn't be, you feel me, always trying to find a fault in you or just, y'all get what I'm saying? It's just always, you feel me, like, do y'all get where I'm going with this? Like, because you love your sister so much and you have respect for her, you shouldn't even want to be on that type of time. We're supposed to be kind and affectionate one towards another. Our sister's keeper. So kind. I yield on that. Like, this is what I was trying to say. Like, that's your dog. You shouldn't even want to talk about your dog. You shouldn't even want to be, kind Mercedes. I just pulled that. Romans 12:10. I just put that. I don't know if you was dropping in the chat or what, but kind because you love your sister so much, that shouldn't even be crossing your mind. That's your dog. You shouldn't want to talk about her. You shouldn't want to talk down on her. You shouldn't be, throwing dirt on her name. So we're supposed to be kind and affectionate towards one another and being kind towards another, tenderhearted. So kind. I yield on that.
I would precept.
I have still like it.
Also like you.
I was just gonna say, did y'all hear anything I said?
No, we did. It was just cutting in and out like a few minutes ago. But everything you just said, like within like the past 2 minutes, we heard. I wanted to get Sirach chapter 13, verses 1, and then I wanted to jump to verse 16. I'm gonna read one first, and it reads, he that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Jumping down to verse 16, all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So we got to make sure that although we may not be, gossiping and talebearing and murmuring, whatever the case may be, if your sister is, and that's, everybody kind of know like that's your bestie, like that's your spoon coon, whatever, then you got to make sure like, you kind of checking your sister, because birds of a feather flock together. Everybody know that. Everybody said that in the world. And you got to make sure that, you're examining who you're hanging around with, because eventually you'll become like that person. And even just naturally hanging around people, whether it be good or bad, you're going to become more like them. You start saying things that they say, start doing little, kind of start laughing like them, stuff like that. Like, it's a subconscious thing, like I said earlier. So you just got to make sure that we're being careful. And in verse 1, when it says, he that toucheth pitch shall be devoured therein, that pitch is that wickedness. So, you kind of just, I guess I'll just kind of engage in this gossiping, or you just kind of sit there and you just listen and everything, but you're not really saying anything. You're not reproving your sister, because then, that blood's on your hands, just like we said in Ezekiel. But we just got to be mindful of the sisters we have around us. And, again, like Ken said, if you love your sister, you will rebuke them in love. Open rebuke is better than secret love. And we all know that. And with that, I yield. I think it's verse 20. Is it?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but the blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. But basically, like I said, if you don't gossip, but your sister's a gossiping, if you don't reprove your sister, if you don't righteously rebuke her, the blood's on your hand, because you're allowing your sister to go off when the Lord said to righteously rebuke one another. We're supposed to save our sister's soul from death. That's off in the eyes of the Lord. So if you don't righteously rebuke, if you don't tell sister, hey, come on, sis, that's off. The blood is on your hand. The Most High is gonna deal with you just like you're gonna deal with them, and you're gonna die right along with them because you didn't warn them. The blood is on your hand. So if you really love your sister, love is not something in the world. Oh, that's my best friend. We got to eat all the time. Love is, making sure she on her, keeping her in check through the spirit. I'm gonna leave it off with that. Love is making sure, keeping your sister in check through the spirit. Righteously rebuking her. If your sister's gossiping, hey, check her through the spirit. You want somebody to do that to you, that's why the Lord said, love your neighbors, you love yourself. And Luke 6:31, treat others how you want to be treated. So if you was going off, you want somebody to check you, because that's going to help you be a better servant of the Most High. So do the same for them. If they walk in contrary to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, righteous reprove them. Right? So it's just like, again, birds of a feather flock together. You want to be mindful of the, sisters you're hanging around, because those spirits can easily hop on you. All right, you want to get caught up in that. So your sister going off, check her. Thus saith the Lord, the blood is on your hands. I yield on that.
Okay, Colin. So earlier I brought out Job 27:16-17. So I found the precept in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verses 26. And it says, for Yahweh give it to a man that is good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up. that he may give to him that is good before Yahweh that selected. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So basically that's saying like, you know, the ones that's doing good, you know, we keep the law, statutes, commandments. The Most High is going to give us wisdom, knowledge, and joy. But the sinner, they don't really get nothing. Like they're not really getting the stuff that we're getting. Like they're not going to have all the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and joy because, you know, they're in sin. So the Most High basically saying like, he's going to allow them to like heap up, meaning to like collect. So he's going to allow for them to collect up everything. Like I was trying to figure out what he meant by that, but I'm not too sure. I probably have to come back in a group chat later and like explain that. If I could get a better understanding on that. But basically that's what he's saying. Like he's going to keep up, you know, collect and give everything. Basically, I think like the same, because when you go back to Job, it was talking about like wealth, like gold and stuff like that. Silver, I think that's what we're saying. So it's everything that they have, they're going to be giving it to the ones that are doing good. So it's like they're not really working for their profit. They're working to like basically give to the ones that's doing good. If that makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm not really good at explaining it. I'm explaining it to the best of my ability, but yeah, so like, you know, you ain't saying you're not about to be, the Lord not gonna bless you. Basically, like the Lord is blessing the ones that's doing good. So you don't use the sinners to bless the ones that's doing good. If that makes sense. It's lucky if that doesn't make sense, but kind. And that was Ecclesiastes 2:26. So kind, I yield.
I thought you was bringing out Job 27. I was confused. My bad.
So like, yeah, that was the precept for Job 27. I can go back.
Oh, you good. You good.
Okay.
Kind. For Yahweh gives to a man that is good in sight, wisdom, and knowledge, and joy, but to the sinner he will travail to gather and to heap up that he may give to him that is good before Yahweh. This is also kind. That makes sense. It's basically you reap what you sow. You know, the Most High is rewarding everybody according to their works. So that's basically what it's saying.
Kind, yes, kind.
Kind, that's true.
All praise.
Kind. So if you're a gospel sister, the Most High gonna deal with that. You feel what I'm saying? He's gonna deal with that for sure. We just want to make sure we're checking our spirit. So sad. I don't think I had anything else. Anybody have anything else they want to leave off and drop in the box? I had something else. I'm gonna just say this. You know, just as women, you know, we just, you know, want to be very, very mindful. You don't want to be the housewives of Israel. We don't want to be the housewives of Israel. Like, we're not supposed to be gossiping, telling folks business, tail brand. You know, that's worldly. Because, you know, the Most High, a curse that is put on our people is this is one of the curses put on our people. So this is where it roots from. Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, where he shall leave. And this is a curse that the Most High placed on us because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So because of this curse, that's why our people are always fighting one another. That's why there's so much baby mama drama. That's why our sisters always talking about one another. Oh, me and that girl got beef. I can't stand that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's where that comes from, because that's a curse placed on our people. But you feel what I'm saying? Once you come into this truth, you get this knowledge and understanding the scripts, and the Most High, you know, he delivers you from that. You know, you're a new woman in this thing. We're supposed to put that away. There's no more evil eye towards your sister. There's no more talking bad about your sister. That's off. You know, it's off to be talking bad about your sister, gossiping about her, telling her business, and she told you in confidentiality. You feel me? That's why Luke 6:31, treat people how you want to be treated. Like, words are very powerful. How would you feel if someone you trusted went and told your business? How would that make you feel? Like, they don't. That would make me very, very upset, and that would make me very, very upset. That would make me very, very upset. So how would you feel? You got to put yourself in other people's shoes. How would you feel if somebody was telling your business, putting your business out on the streets, you know, gossiping about you? Like, that's not cool, and we're not supposed to do that. You know, and we shouldn't do it just because we're commanded not to, because, like, Why would you even want to do that? If you truly love your sister, you're not going to be talking down on her. You're not going to be talking about her behind her back. You're not going to be telling her business. Like, that's messed up. How would you feel? If somebody comes to you in confidentiality because they trusted you, that stays behind closed doors. You take it to the grave. You take it to the grave. Don't nobody else supposed to hear none of that. Just because it's your man, it ain't his business. It ain't his business. If you're in the car with your man and sister car and she got a bent, put in AirPods or just let her know you'll call her back when you get to a private spot. But what someone tells you behind closed doors, that stays between y'all. It's real simple. It stays between y'all. You know, and I can't just tell y'all this. I gotta apply to my life as well. I'm gonna be a hypocrite. Now we gotta be slow to speak, and there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be quiet. And as women, we just gotta study our second nature just to be quiet. Like everything, you don't gotta always say something. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, we just want to make sure we're being blameless as possible in this thing. I'm gonna give 2 more precepts and then I'm gonna end it up with my closing precepts if anyone has anything else. But Matthew 5:48, and it reads, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So we're striving for this perfection. You know, we're striving for this perfection. We got to strive to, you know, be as perfect as possible. You know, we're trying to be as righteous and blameless as possible. When Yahweh Shah returns and he gonna come in the thief of the night, you don't want to get caught off guard. You know, and you got all types of gossiping spirits on you. You want to be found as blameless and spotless as possible. We want to move in the spirit of righteous foremothers in this account. There was in the days of Herod, king of Judah, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abia, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before Yahweh, walking all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. So we want to be blameless as possible, found without spot as much as possible. Our garments as clean as possible in the eyes of the Lord. No, we got to walk in these commandments and ordinances of the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah. And, you know, gossiping, murmuring, backbiting, talebearing, you know, keeping up drama, that's not traits of a righteous woman. That's not traits of an Israelite woman. We don't have those traits. So we got to put away the old woman that had those traits, because that's not us anymore. Mark 8:33 and 34, you know, Yahweh Shah said, you know, we got to deny ourselves. We got to deny that old woman that always gossiped, deny that old woman that was telling folks business. That's not who we are anymore. You know, we're going to be counted for all this in judgment day. You know, we want to hear, well done, my faithful servant, not get, you know, depart from me, I never knew you. So we got to get on our stuff for real. We got to be very mindful of the things that come out of our mouth, because the tongue is very powerful. And the Most High is definitely going to deal with you. The Most High ain't dealing with gossiping and backbiting and tailbearing and stuff like that, lying on your people, telling folks business. Now, we're our sister's keeper. What she tells you behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors, take it to the grave. You don't want to be that sister that folks can't trust. You don't want to have no bad name. I'm not saying please men, but you don't want to be that. You don't want to have that bad name. You don't want to be known as a sister that can't nobody trust. You feel me? So, I yield.
Come on, I got 2 precepts to bring out. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 16. And it reads, these 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among brethren. So these things are stuff that the Lord hates. And, you know, we're supposed to hate whatever Yahweh Shai hates. So we can't have that. We can't have that lying tongue spreading rumors about our sisters and other folks. So we can't have what was the last precept? We can't have any feet that are swift to running into mischief. And that can be running to go, you know, a sister tell you something, you run to go tell her business. You run to go tell this person, you run to go tell just keep it to yourself. Just conceal the matter within yourself. If you feel like you gotta tell somebody, tell the Lord. Tell the Lord. That's the only person you should be telling. Not Kiki down the block. And then verse 9. Salakia. I'm sorry.
So no, I was just laughing. Not
real talk though. Because verse 19 says a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord. You know, Brittany. In all actuality, Brittany did not do none of that stuff.
So boom, now you just made another sister have a bad name because people gonna believe you, especially in this truth. I'm like, okay, what is this person got to lie for? You know, we're supposed to be walking as a set apart people. What does that sister have to lie about? So they're automatically gonna take your word for it. That's why you gotta watch what you say. And the second part that says, him that soweth discord among brethren. So you cannot be sowing discord among sisters. Like if you are instigating and you know you telling folks business, you're sowing discord among sisters. We want to be united. And if you're coming in between that by gossiping, murmuring, and all that, then that's wicked. That's something that the Lord hates. You're an abomination unto the Lord. And nobody wants that. So I'm gonna get the next precept and I'm gonna yield. This is Proverbs chapter. sorry. This is Proverbs 20 and verse 19. And it reads, he that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore, meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Now, I'm not sure if we brought this out earlier or not, but basically, I mean, we done pulled out, I'm looking at my notes, and we done pulled out probably like over 30, 40 precepts. So the same thing over and over and over again. So we got to just sit back and just think like, okay, the Lord really do not like this, or he wouldn't have said it this many times. But with that, I yield.
Exactly. Telling Kiki down the block and baby Ray Ray. Like you don't want to be telling Kiki down the block and baby Ray Ray. And Neek Neek.
Yo, that's funny. But that's so
that ain't their business. That's not Neek Neek and baby Ray Ray business.
God.
Man. God, we're supposed to hate everything the Most High hate. Most High hates, tongue that speaks lies. I hate it too. And we gotta be rude with speech, man. I'm not trying to hear that. I don't want to be around no sisters that's gospel. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. Like somebody texts you gospel, come on, read. Or if don't even do that. Righteous rebuke the sister. But we want to stay away from that as much as possible. And like Kaya said, you sowing discord among sisters. When you telling folks business, when you telling lies, you're sowing discord. Because like that precept is right, the tongue ruins people's reputation. That ruins virtuous women because now you got people looking at her crazy and you lying on her. You ruining sister's reputation. You're ruining households, all because of the tongue. The tongue is so powerful. So powerful. But Khan, I yield. It ain't Kiki down the block, baby Ray Ray and Nick Nick business. It ain't their business. Promise you it ain't.
Fine. So this is a precept I got in Proverbs. So it's Proverbs 26, 20 and 22. And it reads, this is let me back in off of Sirach 8 and 10 basically. So it's Proverbs 26, 20 through 22. Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. As coals are burning coals and wood to fire, so is the contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into Slakia, the innermost parts of the belly. So that's just laying backing off of Sirach chapter 8, verses 10. And I yield.
Come. Where there's no wood is the fire goeth out. So where there's no talebearer, the strike ceases. So if ain't nobody around here telling no business and lying, there's not gonna be no strife. But like that precept is like, right, when you babbling and all that and you tailbearing, that brings a lot of strife. That causes the tongue, when you get the line and telling folks business, that stirs up a whole pot of mess. But when you ain't doing it, there's no strife, it's peace. And the tongue can ruin a lot of peace. We just want to be very, very mindful, very mindful, very mindful.
I just wanted to say something really quick, if you don't mind, sis. I just want to say, like, this was a beautiful lesson through the spirit. All praises to Most High, how about you now, Shy? And I just want to say that, we all done probably dealt with this spirit. I'm pretty sure we have. In the world, maybe when you first came in the truth, you had a piece of the book. Like, if a sister correct you on it, please, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha. Do not let the words, I'm not gossiping, I'm not talebearing, I'm not murmuring, please don't let I'm not blank come out your mouth. Please don't. Please don't. Because you just want to take heed. Even if you feel like you don't say that out loud. You don't want to look like, you're not really trying to own up. Just if you humbly just like feel like that on the inside, don't say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Just humble yourself, because that's the Most High through that sister rebuking you. That's not the sister, that's the Most High through her rebuking you righteously in love and kindness. Hopefully sisters are coming to you in kindness and love, but don't have that prideful spirit of like, I'm not doing that, or sis, you tripping, or sis, like, what are you talking about? Like, just humble yourself, because the Lord eventually he's just trying to touch your heart in a way and get you to think and sit back. Like Kai said, if he didn't care about us celebrating, gossiping, he wouldn't have given us all of these precepts we just went through. And it's some more. It's probably some more. I mean, he's giving us all these precepts, literally repeating himself. That's how he gets to us. When you read the Bible, he repeats himself multiple times. That's why we have precepts. You can go and back it up with another scripture and another scripture. He's repeating himself. So make sure you're taking that correction and know that that's the Most High really correcting you. And also the Most High, he chastises the ones that he loves. If he didn't love you, he wouldn't have gave you this sisterhood. He wouldn't have given you this truth, Slakia. He wouldn't have allowed for you to come into this thing to endure. Like, we just trying to get ourselves together. Lord just wants you to get yourself together. That's all. Like, he's just telling you, like, look, sis, my beautiful daughter of Zion, I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to gird up your loins in this thing, because I want you to make it to the kingdom. You got to want it just as much. The Most High wants you to make it to the kingdom. But like I said last time, the Most High does not need us. We need him. So when he is chasing us, don't take that as, well, I'm going to just stop for now and then I'm keep going. Sis, you got to check your spirit in this thing. So Lord willing, we all continue to grow. We all continue to help each other when one fall. We gotta be there to help each other. When we see somebody going off, we gotta correct that. And Baba Kashab, anybody see me going off, anybody see me doing something, please correct me. I'm always open to being corrected. Not saying it's like I like to be, not like saying like, I do stuff just to be corrected, but I'm just saying like, I like when sisters correct me. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I like when sisters correct me, because it's a beautiful thing. Like, to know that somebody really care about you enough to where they gonna pull you to the side and be like, hey sis, like, you could have did this in a better way, or you should have been discreet when you said that, or you shouldn't have told us it's business. Here's some precepts, maybe, meditate on those things so that way you don't repeat the same mistake. So that's all I'm just trying to say. Like, I love when sisters come to me out of love. It's beautiful. I didn't have this in the world. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have this. Okay. I'm pretty sure we all didn't have this in the world. So just take heed to it when somebody's correcting you. All praise to the Most High. I love you all dearly. And I pray y'all continue to endure through this thing. And I yield.
Come on. Because at the end of the day, when the sister correct you, the Most High put that on her spirit to tell you for a reason. So you can either take the correction or you don't. And I'm gonna get this precept. Correction is beautiful. This Psalms 141:5. Let the righteous smite me; it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me; it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. So if you slipped up and you might have said something, you went into detail about something, or you kind of going off with your tongue, and your sister correct you, it's not the end of the world. Don't be mad at her. Because if you're getting upset, you need to check your spirit. Because at the end of the day, the Most High put the spirit on her to tell you for a reason. He's talking to you through her. You feel me? So when a sister righteously reproves you, it's good for you. It's like an oil, and it's excellent for you. You know, when you oil your scalp feel good. I always use this analogy. Your scalp feel good. You feel me saying? You're rubbing it in your scalp. It feel good. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break your head. So that oil is not going to break you. So that righteous reproof is not going to break you. Instead, it's going to mold you into that better Israelite woman. And there's another precept in Proverbs basically saying, love and correction. I got to find it, Lord willing. And also, I don't think we read 1 Peter 3:10. And then Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So, we're not supposed to be conformed to this world. We're not supposed to do the things the world do, and if you have worldly friends, don't be engaging in them conversations. I don't want to hear that. We're not supposed to conform to this world. We're supposed to be set apart, living and set apart as women in this thing. So, we're not supposed to be doing what the world do. We're supposed to be oddballs out. We're supposed to be the weirdos. We're supposed to be all those things. Lord willing, I can find that precept about let me see. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. But we're supposed to love that correction, because the correction is gone. Let me see if I can. I don't know if that's it. Let's see.
Is it Proverbs 3:11?
What does it say?
It says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, either be weary of his correction."
No, that's not it, but it is a good one. I think it's Proverbs 15:32. Let me see. I think it's this one. He that refuses instruction despises on soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. I think it's that one. I don't even know if it's that one, but I don't even know if it's that one. But basically, like, when you refuse instruction, you despise your own soul. But when you hear that reproof, you get the understanding, and it's good for your soul. It's good for your spirit. And let me get the precept Giselle brought out. But it's not the precept I wanted. Lord willing, I can find it. But it's a precept that basically says, the wise love correction. This is the book of 1 Peter 3:10. For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain from his tongue from evil, and his lips that shall speak no guile. And his lips that they speak no guile. So we're not supposed to speak no guile. And let's see what guile definition means. Cunning. Okay, so basically we're not supposed to speak no ill will. We're not supposed to speak no wicked. So we got to refrain from our tongue from speaking evil. Again, not just because we're commanded to, because, as women, like, that's not comely for a woman. That's not beautiful. That's not a trait that an Israelite woman have. God's been telling folks business, speaking guilt, speaking ill will, wishing bad upon people. That's not what we do. And I wanted to get this. Therewith blessed be Yahweh, even the Father, and therewith cursed be men which are made after the similitude of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom says, I love you so much more. Out of the same mouth proceed the blessing and cursing, my brethren. These things ought not so to be. Doth the fountain seed forth at the same place, sweet water and bitter? Can fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, and either a vine figs, so can no fountain both yield sweet water and fresh. So one day you can't say, I'm a bless this sister, and the next day you curse me. You can't be cool, kiki in the sister face, and you two-faced, and then behind her back you talking crap about her, you're cursing her. You can't pick and choose. A tongue cannot bless and curse at the same time. Like a fountain can't yield both salt water and fresh. So you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna do in this thing. You're either gonna speak righteous things or you're not. It don't work like that. You don't work like that. It's a good one too, but it's not the one I was looking for. I think it was Proverbs 9 and 9 and 11. I think that what it was. Let's see. Like y'all, I'm so sorry. I think it was that. Give instruction to a wise man and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man and he will increase in learning. That's it. Yep. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So basically, when a sister reproves you, you know, she's a wise sister, she's going to take that because it's going to help her to be wiser. You know, she's going to increase. She's going to take that. She'll be like, she's going to charge it to the game. She'll be like, oh, dang, I didn't know that. The water says the water. But she'll be like, oh, thank you for, you know, a wise woman, a wise sister, she's going to be like, the water says, I really appreciate all praise to the Most High for that. I really need the correction. You know, now that's going to help me in my walk. Now that's going to help me a better daughter Zion. Now that's going to help me be a better servant. Now this is going to help me be more blameless. You know, she's going to take that. You know, so we got to be that wise sister that's going to take the correction because we know it's the excellent oil for our head. It's not going to break us. The correction not going to kill you, but it's going to mold you into a better woman. It's going to help you. You're going to be able to charge to the game now. So, you know, and the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy is understanding. So that's the precept I wanted. I praise the Most High. And I'm finna just go and get the other one because I seen it. You're not taking correction. The Lord said you're stupid. I ain't said it. The Lord said it. Whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Brutish means stupid. So if you hate reproof, you're stupid. I ain't saying the Lord did. So if you can't take no correction, hey, the Lord said it, not me. I ain't said it, the Lord said it. So check yourself. It's only gonna help you. When the sister correct you, it's only gonna help you. It's only gonna help you. It's only gonna mold you into a better servant. So if you're going off at the mouth and a sister correct you, sis, she loves you. That's real love, because she wants to see you get the kingdom, because she don't want to see you in sin, so she's correcting you. That's real love. That's love. Love is not what they told us in the world. Love is correcting your sister, keeping your sister in check to the spirit, sharpening your sister's iron. That's love. So we gotta love instruction and love knowledge. And if we don't, we're stupid. That's what the Most High said. I didn't say it. I'm just a messenger. All right. Don't be rude in speech. Okay. So we gotta learn to take correction, especially when it comes to our mouth, because we're gonna be accounted for every idle word, and we don't want to get put to death because of our tongue. Come on now. Come on now. We're in this flesh, but we gotta do everything we can through the power of the Most High, SHABBAT, which we can, because we can do our things through Most High who strengthens us to just. I'm gonna play this video. And if you know me, you already know I'm gonna play. We should be doing this. This is what we should be doing.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna clamp my tongue. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Clamp my tongue. That's what the moving here. Clamp my tongue. I'm not gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Clamp my. That's the motto. Everybody say it with me. Clamp my tongue. Say it with me. Clamp my tongue.
I'm just gonna clamp my tongue. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I need y'all to say it. I need Ashley, Tay, Alan. I need y'all to say it. Maya, I need you to say it.
I'm just gonna clamp my tongue.
Yeah. Come on. I didn't hear nobody else say it. I need y'all to say it. What was that? Oh, gotta clamp our tongue. Did I hear you?
Clamp my tongue. You know my dog audio messed up.
I didn't know that, my bad. Come on, clamp our tongue. You feel me? Y'all peep the vibes in the back. Big vibing. Okay, but anyways, that's really all I have for tonight, ladies. Did anyone else have a precept they wanted to bring out before I dropped it with closing precepts? Okay, we already know the classic precepts I pull out at the end of every call. She said I got food in my mouth. She over there grubbing. Big grub. So this is, you already know what I'm finna end it out with. Who wanna get something to end it out with? You get a trophy.
Revelation.
Revelation what?
3:15? Oh wait, no. Wait, yes. No, wait. Wait. 2, no, 3 and 3.
No,
and
that was right.
15, yeah. I'm right, yeah.
God,
Yeah.
you know, I ended every call with Revelations 3 and 3 and 3 and 15 and 16, Revelation 2 and 5, and Revelation 1 and 3. So be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before Yahweh. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So again, Yahweh is coming like a thief for the night. She said, well, my trophy. Yahweh is coming out of nowhere. You don't want to get caught off guard. We want to be found as blameless as possible, y'all. As blameless as possible. As blameless as possible. And then 15 and 16, I know thy works that are neither cold nor hot. I will thy work cold or hot. Then because thou art lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, will spew thee out of my mouth. You know, so we don't want to get caught off guard. We don't want to get sifted out in this thing. You know, we want to get back to doing the first works. We don't want to be lukewarm in this thing. You either in this thing for or you're not. You can't drink the cup of the Lord, drink the cup of the devils. That's 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. So you can't say you're a follower of the Most High, you gossiping. I'm going to pull that in a minute. Revelations 1 and 5, remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, but else I will come upon thee quickly and will remove thy counterfeit out of his place, except I repent. So we got to continue to repent daily, continue to kill the outward man daily, and renew the inward man daily. 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. We got to remember we got to continue to put the old woman away. Remember to kill the flesh. Do everything you can and walk in the fruit of the spirit, and walking on his righteous narrow path. Get back to doing the first works for real. And then Revelation 1 and 3. And I got to do a better job of, keeping the watch of prophecy. But blessed is he that readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things that are written therein, for the time is at hand. So not only should we be reading, we should be keeping those things as well, meaning storing them up here through the promise of the Most High and applying them to our life day in, day out. We got to continue to read and continue to stay diligent and stay fast in this thing. And I'm going to end it off with this precept right here. 2 Corinthians 10 and 21. Okay, that's not it. Maybe it's at 12 and 21. Or First Corinthians 10 and 21. So like it. And it reads, ye cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and table of the devils. You cannot say you're serving the Most High, how about Hashem and you're gossiping, you're telling folks business, you're talking down to your sister. It don't work like that. You either drinking a cup of the Lord's or you're drinking a cup of this world. It don't work like that. So you got to pick and choose what you're going to do. You either fully in this thing or you ain't. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't say you serve the Most High and you're gossiping and backbiting, because the Lord ain't dealing with that. And the Most High sees everything. I'm going to end it off with this precept again. Luke. Actually, I'm going to end it off with these. Proverbs 15 and 3, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. Beholding the evil and the good. So the Most High eyes is everywhere. And then Luke 12 and 2, for there's nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So all these sayings we heard in the world, those are not just old sayings. This is thus saith the Lord. That saying, whatever done in dark will come to light, that wasn't just no saying, this is thus saith the Lord. So whatever you're doing behind closed doors, Lord will put you on blast and bring it to light. Whatever you're saying behind closed doors is going to be heard in light. There's no word going in out. Everything we say, we're going to have to pay for in judgment day. Every other word. Most High's eyes everyone. We also got to repent for our wicked thoughts. We got to remember that. I forgot to put this precept, but we got to remember that as a man thinks, so is he. So the things that you think, that's what you're going to say. The things that you think in your heart, you're going to eventually say that. And those words are going to come to life, because death and tongue are going to power, the tongue has the power of life and death. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So as you think in your heart, so is he. The things that you're thinking of and saying, that says a lot about you. So we got to be mindful. We got to cast down any imaginations. All these thoughts are not of the Most High. Because just because you didn't say it, don't mean, you didn't think it. So we got to repent for our wicked thoughts as well. And casting down imagination, every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. So every thought that is not obedience to the Most High Yahweh Shemashah, every thought that goes contrary to the word of Most High, you got to cast it down, rebuke it, and repent for that. We got to repent for our wicked thoughts as well, but we also got to repent for the things we said, because a just man falleth. We're going to go off, but we got to strive for perfection, walk to be as blameless as righteous as possible, do everything we can to tame our mouth through the power of the Most High. But, we got to repent for our thoughts too, because you ain't said, but you thought it. So we got to repent for our thoughts as well. And just remember that, the Most High is recording everything. The Most High got the angels recording everything. So the Most High knows our intentions. He knows our heart. He knows everything we said and thought. So we just got to be mindful. We got to be blameless as possible in this thing. And I'm just ended off with this. Be mindful. You don't want to have a bad name. You don't want to be known as a sister that people can't trust. You always gossip and tell folks' business. No one's going to be around you. I'm telling you right now. I want to be around no sister that's gossiping and telling my business. I'm telling you right now. So, you don't want to have a bad name in this thing. And don't just not gossip and stuff like that because the Most High told you to. Also because, yes, the Most High told us to. That's the first thing. Because you don't even want to move like that, because you love your sister so much, you wouldn't even cross her like that. And again, just because that's your head, that's your man, don't mean he gets to know. And just because y'all are a friend group, don't mean the whole group get to know. The sister told you, not the whole group. I'm going to leave it off with this. Don't be housewives of Israel. Take it to the grave. Conceal the matter. What the sister tell you, put it up in a jar, conceal it. Take to the grave. Don't break girl code 101. And Lord willing, y'all continue to endure, continue to call upon the name of the Lord, continue to fight these spiritual demons. Because again, Luke 10:19 and 20, I told you, I'm saying it again, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by enemies hurt you. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So we have the power to overcome these spiritual demons. We got the power to walk all up on them, tread them. They're under us, right? So we just got to continue to fight these spiritual demons, continue to endure it. Now, this is just light affliction, but it's all going to be worth it. The kingdom is going to be worth it. This is a condition about it, but continue to fight, y'all. We almost are fighting here, Lord willing, but, just make sure we're doing everything we can to be righteous and blameless as possible in the eyes of the Lord. Continue to put away the old woman. Continue to put away the old woman. Continue to be mindful of the conversations you indulge in. Continue to be that light and just tame your tongue. You don't want to get put to death because you don't want to get put to death and destroyed because you can't watch your mouth. Continue to self-examine. Continue to self-examine. But that's all I had. Continue to endure. I love y'all so much. And most high willing, I'll see y'all on the next calls these upcoming weeks, if it be of the Lord's will. Make sure y'all stand steadfast and diligent in this thing. The Lord sees everything. So, and I got to apply these things in my life as well. But with that, I say shalom, peace and blessings to you all. And continue to do the works of the Lord. Be bold to speak be bold to speak this truth. Be bold to live this truth. Don't be ashamed to talk about the Lord. Don't be ashamed to talk about this truth. Do the works. Put your hands to the plow. Hate not labor's work. Just start like 7:15. So that's all I have today.
Shalom.
Hold on, sister, drop one more precept. Romans 1:16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Mashiach, for it is the power of Yahweh to salvation. Everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, also to the Greek. Don't be afraid to speak this truth, live this truth. Keep it there, y'all. I love y'all. Shalom.